You are 7 years old. You live in a 3-bedroom house on Maple Street. You have a little brother who's 4. You go to Lincoln Elementary. Your favorite subject is art. You have a blue backpack with dinosaurs on it. You are a normal child. But tonight, something changes. You're sitting at the top of the stairs in your pajamas. It's 9:47 p.m. You should be asleep. But downstairs, your parents are screaming at each other. Your brother is crying in his room. The walls are thin. You can hear everything. And then you have a thought that will destroy the next 20 years of your life. If I don't fix this, no one will. You don't know it yet, but you just became the parent, and your childhood just ended. You walk downstairs. Your mom is crying at the kitchen table. Your dad is standing by the door with his car keys. He's leaving again. You don't cry. You smile. Mom, I made you a drawing. Want to see it? The fighting stops. Your mom wipes her tears. She forces a smile. Of course, baby. Show me. Your dad leaves. The door slams. But the house is quiet now. And your mom says something you'll hear for the next 10 years. You're such a good kid. So mature. What would I do without you? You feel proud. You feel useful. You feel necessary. You've just learned the most dangerous lesson of your life. Your pain can save others. From that night on, you become the emotional thermostat of your house. When you wake up, before you even brush your teeth, you check. Is mom having a good day or a bad day? Did dad come home last night? Do I need to be quiet or entertaining? You're 7 years old, and you're already reading micro-expressions like a detective. You learn to make yourself small when they're angry. You learn to make yourself bright when they're sad. Your needs? They disappear. Because if you need something, it might make things worse. And here's the part that locks you in. Everyone loves you for it. Your teacher at school, you're so mature for your age. Your grandmother, such a good helper to your mother. Your neighbor, I wish my kids were responsible like you. You get straight A's. You never cause trouble. You're quiet. You're helpful. You're invisible. And you start to believe it. This is who you are. The mature one, the responsible one, the strong one. But here's what nobody tells you. Mature is just another word for silent. Responsible is just another word for invisible. Strong is just another word for alone. You're 9 years old now. Your brother still comes to your room when he's scared. You read him bedtime stories. You tell him it's going to be okay. You don't have anyone to tell you it's going to be okay. You stop asking. You're 14 years old now. Your parents divorced 2 years ago. Your mom works 2 jobs. You come home from school, and you make dinner for your brother, help him with homework, clean the house, do the laundry, check that your mom took her medication. You are 14 years old, and you are running a household. Your friends are at the mall. They're worried about crushes and TikTok trends. You're worried about whether there's enough money for groceries this week. You have friends, but they don't really know you because you've learned something critical. If people know you're struggling, they'll need you less. And if they need you less, they might leave. So you perform. You smile. You say, I'm fine. So convincingly that even you start to believe it. But something is happening inside you. Something you can't name yet. You're becoming numb. Not sad, not angry, just empty. You look in the mirror and you don't recognize the person staring back. Who is this? When did I become this? You're starting to realize you don't know who you are without the role. You're 19 years old now. You're in college. You escaped. You're free, right? Wrong. Because you brought the pattern with you. You date someone. Let's call her Bonnie. Bonnie is broken. She has anger issues. She has trauma. She needs you. And that feels like home. Within 3 months, you're managing her emotions, scheduling her therapy appointments, editing her resumes, calling her mom when she won't. You're 19 years old, and you're parenting your girlfriend. Your friends say, why do you stay with her? She doesn't do anything for you. And you say, she's going through a lot. She needs me. But here's what you don't say. If I'm not needed, what am I worth? The relationship lasts 2 years. She breaks up with you. He says you're too much, too intense, too controlling. You're devastated. Not because you loved him, but because you failed at the one thing you were always supposed to be good at. Making broken people whole. You're 24 years old now. You graduated with honors. You have a good job, marketing manager at a tech startup. Salary, $65,000 a year. Everyone thinks you're crushing it, but you're dying inside. You work 6 0-hour weeks, not because you have to, because stopping feels dangerous. Because productivity is the only way you've ever felt worthy. Your boss loves you. You're so reliable, so responsible. I can always count on you. There's that word again, responsible. You take on extra projects. You respond to emails at 11 p.m. You never say no. You never ask for help. In meetings, you smile. You nod. You perform. But inside, you're screaming, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. You start having panic attacks in your car before work. You sit in the parking lot for 20 minutes, breathing, convincing yourself you can do one more day. You can't rest, because if you rest, what if you become unnecessary? What if they realize they don't need you? What if they leave? Time pass on. You're tired of being responsible. You're tired of being the person everyone needs you to be. You're tired of being the parent. You start therapy, real therapy. Your therapist asks you, when did you last feel like a child? You spoke. I don't know. She stares at you. And suddenly, you see it. All of it. The nights you comforted your mom instead of her comforting you. The years you raised your brother, while still being a child yourself. The relationships where you fixed broken people while breaking yourself. The jobs where you worked yourself to death to prove you were worthy. You weren't living, you were performing. Your therapist has you do an exercise. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself at 7 years old. What does that child need to hear? And immediately, you see him, little you, at the top of those stairs. And you start sobbing. Because that little boy needed someone to say, you don't have to fix this. This isn't your job. You're just a kid. You get to be a kid. Nobody ever said that to you. So you say it now. To yourself, 20 years too late. Here's the truth you're finally understanding. You weren't the strong one. You were the scared one. You weren't mature. You were surviving. You weren't responsible. You were abandoned. And the worst part? The pattern doesn't stop just because you see it. You're in a new relationship now. Healthy one, good person, shows up, asks how you're doing. And it feels wrong. When they ask, how are you? You don't know how to answer. When they offer to help, you feel like a burden. When they show affection without you earning it, you feel suspicious. Because love without conditions feels dangerous. Your nervous system is still stuck 20 years in the past, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're at a family gathering. Your aunt brings her kids. There's a 7-year-old girl. Let's call her Emma. Emma is helping clean up. Emma is quiet when the adults are stressed. Emma is comforting her younger sibling. And you see it, the pattern repeating. Your aunt says, Emma is so mature for her age, so responsible, such a good kid. And you want to scream. You want to grab that little girl and say, run, don't do what I did, don't disappear, don't become their parent, stay a child while you still can. But you don't, because what would they think? They'd think you're crazy. So you smile, you nod. And the cycle continues. Parentification is invisible abuse, because the child who suffers is praised, not pitied, so they never get help, they just get older. Right now, there's a 7-year-old somewhere, becoming the emotional thermostat of their household, learning to disappear, learning that their worth is measured by their usefulness. The cycle continues, the machine keeps running, only the faces change.